Hi everyone! In this video I'll show you how to assemble this flower pop-up card. I think it makes a lovely Mother's Day card. If you'd like to use my projects, check the description right under this video. You'll find a link to where you can get them all. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you don't already. So let's get started. This is the pop-up flower card that I'm going to show you how I assembled them. This is the first one I did, so I made the flowers a lot smaller and realized I could do larger for a 5x7 card. So that's the first one I did. And you can see that I used a mixture of different color paper. Put that aside. This is the next one I did when I made the flowers larger, and I think they're gorgeous for a 5x7 card, a really nice size. I wanted to mention to you that I tried different papers, so I tried regular cardstock, 65 pound, and both of those I found they weren't flexible enough to really open properly and expand the flower. So I switched to scrapbook paper. That's about 32 ounce and it works terrific. So I would say scrapbook paper, or if you're doing print and cut, do it on copy paper instead of doing cardstock, and you'll get a much better result. In the project, you'll see that I've done a very basic card. It says Mother's Day on the front, and it's blank on the inside. Of course, you can change that any way you want to, but I left the card blank, basic like this in the project for you. You need 7 flowers. I've done 3 different colors. I've also done some plain leaves that of course you can change any way you want to. They are cute. If you look for print and cut leaves in Design Space, you'll find some really pretty ones. But I wanted to keep this video shorter and the project basic, so I did just regular green leaves for this. I've done 7 flowers, as I mentioned. One thing I wanted to also mention, if you're going to change the flowers, you need something with 7 petals. 7 petals, because in order to get the shape, you have to overlap 7 and 6 to get that shape. And as I just showed you, you need to do it this way. So the color is on the inside. I did one card where I did them backwards, and I had all the flowers were white. They turned out white, and I didn't realize it until I adhered them inside the card. So I've got 2 light pink, I've got 4 flowered, and 1 purplish to go in the center of the card. So it's very simple. Turn your pattern that you want to expose in the card, turn it away from you, and fold all the score lines. There's 1 score line for each petal. It's actually really simple to construct and assemble as long as you get it in the right order. So that's why I thought I would show you how to do this. As long as you glue in the right order, it'll turn out perfect. So let's get some adhesive. This is Tombow, but I've changed it to a small fine tip bottle. There we go. That came out pretty fast. I just cleaned the nib on this bottle, so it's running pretty fast. There we go. And we want the flower, the pattern that you want on your flower, you want that on the inside. Mine is 1 pattern side only, so I know the white goes behind. And we have 1 more like this. Just fold all your score lines. That's how you get the shape. So actually, if you're changing the flowers also, you want to be sure to add score lines between the petals so you get a nice shape. And then we're going to put adhesive on 1 petal only. And fold this one, overlap it, so you get that flower shape. and it's actually very easy to do. Those are going to dry, and then you're going to fold it in half, always in half like that. And that's why you need an even number of petals once they're folded. Once they're overlapped, you need an even number so you can fold them in half. So these are the two plain pink. I'll turn them towards me so I don't mix up my colors. And we'll do the flowers. Just make sure they fold well. That's that one. And this should be dry enough by now. In half. And the fourth flowered one, or stars, whatever they're, I think they're stars. No, they're flowers, so we'll put them here. I'll just move that aside for now. Now, when you assemble these, you want to get them in the right order. So I want my flower to turn out pink, then purple, then pink. So I'm going to start with the pink and lay it flat down. And I need to put, let's turn it this way, it's easier. I need to put adhesive on the far right and the far left. So you just want a little dot of adhesive. You don't need a lot to do this part. Then for the sides of my flower, I want to use this one. So I'm just going to line it up on the right and line it up on the left. There we go. Just make sure they're lined up properly. And for the center of my flower, I want the purple one. So I'm going to put 3 dots of adhesive this time across the top. So 1, 2, 3. And then we'll put this one in the center. Make sure you're lining it up well. There we go. And now we need to add the sides again. So on this layer, you're going to put on the second petal and the third petal and put on the side flower. The first time I did it, I didn't adhere these two properly and it didn't turn out. So always on the second and the third. And that's for the second layer of side flowers. Put these on. It's actually really easy to do once you know the order for gluing. And then for our last flower, we're going to put the 3 top petals and put on our last flower. And you just want to line it up, make sure it's on straight. And then you probably want to let it dry for a while because it's going to expand when you glue it in the card, when you open it up. So you don't want it to come apart in any way. That's all there is to putting the flower grouping together. And it should work perfectly. There we go. It should expand like that. I'm not going to pull on it too much because it needs to dry a little more. Okay. The leaves will go in last after the flower is adhered, or flowers, I should say, plural. Okay. So we're going to open our card, and you want to line this up with the fold. Line it up with the fold and center it on your card. So that looks a bit off center. That's better. And then we're just going to put a dot of adhesive in this one petal only. And we're going to close the card. Give it a second. Then we're going to flip it over and do the same. In the center only, a dot of glue, and close it again. And once this has dried, we would adhere the leaves. I should have 4 here. Oh yes, I do. I'm just going to hold the sides while it dries. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? I think that's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to let it dry a little longer. Gorgeous. So to adhere the leaves, you just want to place them wherever you want them, adhere them to the back of the flowers. Try not to disturb the flower from opening. Or you could adhere them right on the card, would be easy too. If you adhere them right on the card, that would be easier. So you make sure you don't disturb the mechanism of the flower. So that's how easy it is to do. I hope you're going to make some of these. Please post pictures in my Facebook group if you do. I'd love to see how they turn out. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.